Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about the pre-match preview between Barcelona and Leganes. So 2 days ago we just finished playing a game against Mallorca and it was a very good performance. It was probably one of the best performances we have had so far under Setien, and in that game we did end up winning 4-0 with goals from Lionel Messi, Alba, Martin Braithwaite and Arturo Vidal, and it was a very surprising performance from Martin Braithwaite. And this game between Barcelona and Leganes, this was not the first time Barcelona did play against Leganes this year. We did play against them in the Copa del Rey and we did beat them 5-0, and it was under Setien also. And fun fact, Martin Braithwaite was in that match, but he was not in a Barcelona shirt. He was playing for Leganes and he was the only bright light in that team. And tomorrow Martin Braithwaite will be playing against his former club Leganes. And I do want to stick to this topic right now, which is about Martin Braithwaite, because he has been making a lot of noise lately. And so the question is, could we see Martin Braithwaite start tomorrow, just like in the game against Mallorca? And he could potentially be the key to this game, because Martin Braithwaite, he knows Leganes, he knows how the players move, he knows their weaknesses, and he knows exactly how Leganes functions. And let me tell you guys this, if Martin Braithwaite does put out a good performance tomorrow and he scores like 2 goals, or maybe he provides 1 assist and scores a goal, there could be a very big chance Barcelona might make a decision to make Martin Braithwaite stay at the club. And we have a report coming from Moises Llorens. He said in the end, Barcelona will do summer business with Braithwaite. And look, by no means am I trying to overrate Martin Braithwaite. Like, yes, did he put out a good performance against Mallorca, but it wasn't world class. But for a guy like him, for the price that we paid for and what we expected from this player, he has been playing absolutely amazing, and I give a lot of props to him because he does work very hard. And I'm always going to be a guy that values a player that is willing to work hard in order to bring value to the club of FC Barcelona. And so this player is not going to be the next El Fenomeno, but he is a player who is very versatile. He has a great attitude when he's playing on the pitch, and overall he can be very beneficial to FC Barcelona. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he can play right wing, like in the game against Real Madrid. He can play striker, and he can also play as a left winger. So we can use him wherever. If Messi gets injured, Martin Braithwaite can be there. If Suarez or Griezmann gets injured, Martin Braithwaite could be there. And on the left wing, let's say Ansu Fati is injured, Martin Braithwaite could also be there. And again, this is all with Martin Braithwaite putting out a great, decent performance. He does not play bad at all. So he's going from fighting to get out of relegation, and now with the chance of winning the UCL. And yes, Leganes right now are fighting to get out of relegation. They did lose in their last game against Real Valladolid 2-1. And this is the team Barcelona will be going up against, which is a team that is doing even worse than Mallorca. And you almost have to feel for Leganes, because in this year they have lost Martin Braithwaite, which was one of their best strikers, if not their best striker. They currently also have no squad depth, and now they are in a situation where they do have to play every 3 days. And so because of that, and because of Barcelona's very big ambition to do very well in this season, we should expect Barcelona to win by more than 4 goals. And I'm not trying to put disrespect on Leganes, but right now it is not the time to slack off. Barcelona do need to win, and we need to win by a mile. And if we look at Leganes attacking power right now, at the moment Leganes are scoring a total of 0.8 goals per match, which makes them one of the worst La Liga teams in the league right now. So they really don't have any firepower. So now taking that into account, knowing that Leganes might not do any damage to Piquet or Lenglet or Umtiti or Junior Firpo or Semedo, we cannot concede not 1 goal, and we must completely annihilate this team tomorrow. And we do have the squad list right here. We have everyone that's actually supposed to be in the squad list. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is there, Semedo, Piquet, Rakitic. It is the normal squad list. This is actually the exact same squad list we did see go against Mallorca. The only difference is that Jordi Alba will not be in the squad list and Junior Firpo will be taking his place. We can also see that we do have Lenglet back, and I do want to go further into detail detail about the squad conditions, like where's everyone at, are they injured, are they going to miss this game. And so we are first going to start with Jordi Alba. So like I explained earlier, Jordi Alba will be missing this match because in the game against Mallorca, he did encounter his 5th yellow card, which in result he had to miss the next game. And I'm glad that he did that. I know that he pretty much did it on purpose, because if he were to get that 5th yellow card against Leganes, he would miss the match against Sevilla. So it was the best time to get the yellow card against Mallorca and miss the game against Leganes. And so Jordi Alba will not be there and Junior Firpo will be taking his place. Then moving on to De Jong, he did request to come off the match and told Quique Setien that he had to leave because he felt a certain discomfort. And it says here, according to Roger Torreo, he said that although Frankie De Jong requested to get subbed off against Mallorca on Saturday and Setien told that the player was having minor discomfort, Frankie De Jong had smoothly trained with the group yesterday. And so now with that little warning that Quique Setien had to see against Mallorca from Frankie De Jong, could we see him start in the next match? I also do want to talk about Messi and Antoine Griezmann. So it says here, according to the same reporter, he stated Frankie De Jong trains without problems after discomfort. As usual after games, Messi along with Griezmann have done recovery work in the gym. And so this is completely normal. This does not mean that Messi and Griezmann are injured or have encountered any problems in their body. This is simply Messi and Griezmann doing prevention work. They just don't want to get injured. And they're only doing this because Messi and Griezmann are simply not in their young years. They're both older than 28, 29 years old. And Messi is actually one of the only players that get to play 90 minutes or more per match. And so Messi does have to do this prevention work. And everything that Messi has to do must be very calculated from here until the season is over. The other player I do want to talk about is about Lenglet. And Lenglet is back in action. He did serve that suspension in the game against Mallorca. And so we will see Lenglet in the next match. And so now I do want to talk about the lineup. And I expect no mercy coming from Quique Setien. We should expect to see the best lineup possible. And I know that Setien wants this win. I know that he is aware that before we did have that long break, we did not end in a good note. We lost against Real Madrid. We also barely won against Real Sociedad 1-0. And even not talking about La Liga, we did only end up tying against Napoli 1-1. So right now, Barcelona and Quique Setien are on a good track. We are trashing teams at the moment because we simply need to gain that confidence back. And we do have another opportunity to trash another team, which is against Leganes. And so we also have Setien speak in an interview for the pre-match press conference. And he said this: there will be changes in the squad for the next games. I have to see how fatigue affects the players, and my job is to try and get them all to the end of the season in the best condition. And so knowing that Quique Setien is well aware that he does not want to fatigue his players, but also knowing that he wants to bring the best possible lineup he could possibly get in, I'm going to have to say that the lineup that we are going to see tomorrow going up against Leganes would be Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. As for our defense, we should expect to see Junior Firpo start because Jordi Alba will not be in this match. As for our center backs, I do expect to see Lenglet back alongside with Piquet, and our right back will be Sergi Roberto. As for our midfield, I do see Busquets playing in that defensive mid position alongside with Arturo Vidal and Arthur Melo. I would say De Jong, but I don't see Quique Setien putting De Jong in after seeing that he had a discomfort in the last game and him addressing that he does not want to fatigue his players. So I'm going to have to say that Arthur Melo will start in this match. And as for our front three, I'm going to have to say that it's going to be Martin Braithwaite, Luis Suarez, and Lionel Messi. And I'm going to be very interested to see a front three of Martin Braithwaite, Luis Suarez, and Lionel Messi when they are all fresh. And they could potentially put on a show. And I think that what's very important to take note is that we still do have the 5 substitution rule. And it's clear that Setien does highly favor and value this rule. We did see him greatly use this rule against Mallorca. And one of the great benefits of having this rule is that the players will not experience any fatigue as long as Quique Setien continues to use this 5 substitution rule. And even though it does give the benefit of no fatigue, the other thing I would like to see Quique Setien use this 5 substitution rule for, I hope that he does use this to give the other young players a chance to play and just get some minutes in. Because as we progress into this season, I don't want to see Ansu Fati get put into a corner, or Ricky Puig or Monchu. I do want to see these players at least participate 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the game. And so with all of that being said, my prediction for this match is going to be 4-0. I do expect Barcelona to completely trash this team, knowing Leganes conditions, knowing that Barcelona do need to give it their all, and with Suarez coming back, knowing that he's very hungry, knowing that he hasn't played since January 2020, Suarez does want to do some damage. He understands that he has been blessed to be able to continue to play in this season because everything was pushed back, and now Suarez has the chance to make up for the days that he was going to miss. And we know that Lionel Messi greatly missed Luis Suarez, and so we should expect to see Luis Suarez and Messi to continue to really hurt these teams in La Liga. I'm also very interested to see Martin Braithwaite also do some damage against Leganes, and I really do want to enjoy seeing him bring that focus and determination and that willingness to win in that front line. And so I'm going to continue to be a very big fan of Martin Braithwaite. I understand that he was never supposed to be here in the first place, but we did end up having that transfer in February, so I'm going to root for him. Even though I know that by next summer it's going to be very hard for him to get a lot of minutes, I'm going to root for him now in this season. I hope that he does do well, and I hope that he does greatly benefit FC Barcelona. So that is it for today's Barcelona pre-match preview. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.